Hey, it's Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach, and it's Real Talk Monday. I want to recap this past Saturday when Rock Bottom Outreach went to Fort Worth to a place called Butler House. And we came with the intention of bringing love. That was it. There was no other agenda. I mean, we were going to come and love on these kids. We were going to feed these kids. And people will say, what else did you do? That's what we did. That's enough to go love on these kids by being present in their life. And, always in my mind, I wondered, will anybody come? And that was answered in the first 5 seconds. Is we went down there, we had 80 hamburgers, 80 hot dogs, we had drinks, we had snacks. We had, we had bubbles, we had kites, we had balls, we had chalk, you name it. We had a little bit of everything. And that was it. I mean, we're being obedient to what God tells us to do. And that was the only agenda. That was the only plan. And someone may go, Rick, that's bad planning. No, it's not bad planning. It is being exactly what we are told to do in God's word. Let's go to John 13, verse 34. It says, a new commandment I give you, love one another. As I've loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. All right, first you have to know what love looks like. God is love. When he says love is patient, love is kind, keeps no record of wrongdoing, talks about forgiveness. And so a lot of people would be leery to say, Rick, I don't even know what to say to these kids. How about you say nothing? How about you just be present with a smile? How about you just be encouraging? Now that's a pretty good plan. In the first few seconds, the first young man came over to kind of see what was up. Brenda Kirk immediately went to this young man, and all of a sudden a little girl came up. We probably had way over 100 and something kids that just showed up. And it was not a program. It wasn't all church stuff, man. It was ministry at its best. It was being the hands and the feet of Jesus. We brought food, we brought stuff, and we brought a lot of love. And it was one of the most successful events that we've ever done. It wasn't just kids, man. It was grandmas. It was brothers, it was sisters. It was phenomenal just to take in, to feel the love of God in that location just for a couple hours. And yes, we will be back. This is not a one and done type deal. We're going to plan on coming back maybe quarterly. We're going to begin to have a relationship with the kids. But right now, the best plan was to be obedient to what God tells us in the book of John. And that was to love one another. And again, a lot of people, I think we make it too complicated. That's exactly what this has to do with today. We make the gospel too complicated. We make ministry too complicated. If there's not a written agenda, we don't have a written plan, we don't have tickets to hang out, we don't have follow-up cards, then that is poorly planned. We'll call it poorly planned, but it worked. And it always works. Because we're not about agendas. We're about the gospel. And it does work. And it's called this. Keep the main thing, the main thing, the main thing. If you feel God calling you to do something very similar to what we did, don't talk yourself out of it thinking it is not planned well enough. It doesn't matter what it is. If your agenda is being the hands and feet of Jesus, it's going to work. Don't talk yourself out of it because there's not a 7-page POA, which I call plan of action. Man, Saturday was phenomenal. You had to be there to see it. And it had nothing to do with us, man. It had to do with the power of the Holy Spirit. Hey, it's Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach. It's been Real Talk Monday. Have a great day. Bye.